Hello, I'm the Pirate Novelist, your captain to the Rough Season Media, and welcome to my second ever YouTube video. Sorry for the delay on this. This is about the upteenth millionth time I've had to reshoot this thing, so I'm hoping and praying that this works now. So yeah, that's why there's been a little bit of a delay in between my first and second video. This video is a vinyl haul. I'm going to show you about 10 or so, the last 10 or so pieces that I picked up. They're right here. Before we do that, I need to do a little bit of upkeep. I think in my first video I said that I would try to do something different with this, and I would be having an unboxing video on my Gold PlayStation 4. That is coming up. I don't have any real plans when I'm going to put that out yet. I'm deciding, well, I'm thinking that I'm going to be putting up about a video a month, and this is going to be a kind of companion channel or my thoughts channel to go along with the podcast that I've created with a buddy of mine. It's going to be on a website, and we're trying to get it on iTunes right now, but that's a little bit rocky, so we're still trying to figure that out. I'm going to post the link in the description for the website for that, and hopefully you guys will listen and like it. It's all about the music industry, music in general, music reviews. We're talking about Record Store Day. That's coming up soon. So, yeah, that'll be coming out probably after the second episode of that will probably be coming out after I finish this video up. If not, you'll be listening to it and then seeing it before this video comes out. Anyway, along with that, I'd like to think that I'm also going to do, like I had said earlier, video games. Now, I don't buy every single game that comes out, so I'll be doing gameplay videos here and there. I kind of like to more focus on music with this channel. So if there's any other upkeep, I'll probably put it as an annotation here or there. So, yeah, let's get into this proper. These are the last 10 pickups that I've had. So the first, there's a little story behind this. I sometimes go to the thrift store, secondhand stores, and dig through the record bins. Most of the time I don't find that much, but every once in a while I find a few things here. And that's not the bulk of my collection, but a lot of my collection is that. So the first one I picked up is Jesus Christ Superstar. Yeah, this was recorded in England. It features Deep Purple, Joe Cocker's Grease Band, and a bunch of others. It's on this really cool, leather bound. It's black vinyl, but it's just this really cool gatefold here. And it even came with the libretto, which I thought was just kind of cool. So, love the packaging on this. You can tell it's a little yellowed due to time, but the paper feels good. Everything just feels good on this. Yeah, I really enjoy this. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. Along with this, I'm going to say that if there's any colored vinyl, I'm going to show you the color. If it's standard black, I'm just going to say standard black. The next three that I have are from Black Friday Record Store Day. And I love Record Store Day. If you don't know what it is, the gist of it, real quick of this, I talk mainly more about this in my podcast, like this hour-and-a-half long podcast. So I'll post the description with that, but in essence, it's a celebration of your independent record stores. Twice a year on the third Saturday in April and Black Friday, they meaning the record labels, come out with special editions of certain records. And I picked up 3 of them this last Black Friday, and I'm looking forward to April's, but I'm going to show you the 3 that I picked. The first one being Bohemian Rhapsody Queen. It's a single on, I think it's 180 gram. I'm not too sure. I'll look it up. But it's Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm in love with my car. It's a 12-inch black single. The only reason I'm showing you this is I just love the label here. Looks like an original Queen label. And this just sounds awesome. I absolutely love this. And I actually cannot wait to play this after I'm done shooting this video. So, yeah, I really like this one. My next pickup is Stone Sour's straight out of Burbank. Stone Sour did Somewhere in Burbank beforehand, which was an EP of a bunch of cover songs. This is the same thing here. And this one has Sailing On, Running Free, Gimme Shelter featuring Lizzie Hale, Too Fast for Love, and Seasons of the Abyss. I picked it up just because of Gimme Shelter. Gimme Shelter is one of my favorite songs by the Stones. And I thought that was really cool. Okay, I'll show you the innards here just because it's awesome. Comes with a really cool large poster. This thing is huge. flip this here for you. I mean, this thing is bigger than my head, and my head's pretty big. So, take a look at that. I really like this. It's really cool to have that kind of packaging. I think I only have like 1 or 2 other records that have these huge posters in them. So it's really cool to have this. One thing I really love about this is the vinyl. It is on a, I think it's a coffee stain or like this swirl or splatter. I call it a mush kind of vinyl with, it's clear here and see-through, and it's really cool. I absolutely love it. To me, the sound is leaves a little bit to be desired. But overall, I was really happy that I grabbed this because I just love the cover on here. The next one I picked up is Red Sun Rising's Polyester Zeal. Actually, the first episode of the podcast I did with my buddy, DJ Lone Wolf HD, we actually reviewed Red Sun Rising's Polyester Zeal. And it was kind of cool, to get him into something different that he's never heard before. So if you want to hear that, I'll link you in the description. But what I absolutely love about this is one of my favorite colored vinyls that I have in my entire collection. It is on this awesome orange and black splatter swirl kind of vinyl. And no matter how I look at it, if I turn it this way, it looks one color. If I turn it this way, it looks another color. I just love this, and this is the first time in a very long time that an album absolutely blew me away from the get-go, and it just sounds awesome on this. I love playing it over and over. It just sounds so awesome. The next one I picked up is one of those long time coming records. When I started collecting records, I wanted, I had like a certain list of things that I wanted, and as I, got into different bands here and there, this was just close to the top, if not top of my list, and that is Volbeat's Outlaw Gentlemen and Shady Ladies. This is an amazing band, Volbeat. They are a Danish metal band. It's really hard to kind of go over their sound because each of their albums sounds so different. This one's Western themed. So I'll show you the back here. It's on this awesome gatefold. Just got this awesome color. It's on black vinyl, but one thing I absolutely love is the innards to it. So it has a lyric sheet, but it gives you a little bit more insight into the album proper. So here, I'll show you this and this. This is often some covers you actually see here. And then I'll show you the other one. Oh, why don't you want to go in? There we go. The other one's the band itself. Yeah, these guys are just awesome. I hope they come around here again. They played this local heavy rock festival a few years ago, and I just cannot wait for them to come back. The next one I got, there's a little bit of a crazy story behind this. As you know, Barnes & Noble comes out with records themselves. On special edition colored, the variants are different with when it comes to what they offer, and this one is Ryan Adams' 1989. And this one took me a very long time to get just because of delays, and it was around Christmas and all this crazy kind of stuff. But I just love this album because Taylor Swift's 1989 is one of my favorite albums. And just hearing his rendition was so awesome. It's on this really cool gatefold. I know there's a blue variant from Urban Outfitters and then just this, but what I love about this is it's on this really awesome seafoam green vinyl. And what I also love about this, too, is the dust sleeves are like this heavy plastic, and it's see-through, so I can literally just show you the record, but I'm just going to pop it out anyway to give you an idea of the color. But I can actually, look at the color and not have to worry about, pulling out of the white, putting it there. And yes, I know I need to get the inner sleeves. I'm working on that. Don't worry about that. But, yeah, I absolutely just love this. If you could pick this up, if they still have it at Barnes & Noble, I would say go for this variant. It sounds really good for being colored vinyl. So the next one, it's kind of a late edition because, unfortunately, with the passing of David Bowie, I'd heard his music, but at the same time, I, didn't know exactly everything, and I really wanted to get into him. And thanks to the indie group that I'm on Facebook, I was given the suggestion for this one. Nothing Has Changed, The Best of Bowie. This is just an awesome compilation. If you see my Facebook picture, I do this. So this is just one of my favorite pickups. And not only that, not only because, you know, it's got some good music on it, it's a really nice gatefold, really well done, but the vinyl is like the heaviest that I've ever felt. I think it's like 250 gram vinyl or something. I'm not entirely sure, don't quote me on that. But it's really heavy duty. This is like one of the heaviest records I've had, and it just sounds awesome. Out of these ones that I pulled out to show you, well, these are the last 10 that I bought, but the ones that I pulled out to show, this is probably one of the best sounding that I've ever bought, and I'm so glad I spent the money on this. Very happy with this. I'm going to continue to collect Bowie, but this was a really good start. The next one I got is one of those chance records. And what I mean by chance records is, you know, you take a look at your local record shop, you look at something, it catches your eye, you don't know much about it. It's not that much money, but it just looks kind of cool, and you're like, oh, well, let me just take a try on this. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This one it did. This was what caught my eye with this is there's a guy named Billy Gold from Faith No More, and it showed his name on there. I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. I like Faith No More. And then I took a look at it, and I was like, okay, let me look deeper into it. Pulled out my phone, and Googled it and searched on it. And what I found was like, it sounded like trippy and experimental, and I was like, that sounds awesome. Let me just grab it. So what I got is House of Hayduk, City of Course, or City of Course, House of Hayduk. And if you see, it's got all these really cool guys on it. And it says it's exclusive Cobra Side 2012 Record Store Day. So it's like, wow, that was kind of cool to think about that too. And it is rare from what I've seen. So I'm happy to have this. It's on a standard black record. But what I like about it too is it's just 4 songs. But literally, they're just north, south, east, and west. And I'm not going to spoil it. If you're able to find it, I absolutely say get it. You can find a sampler of it online, but it's just really cool. I just put it on, sat down. This was the first time that I felt myself just immersed in just sound. Sonically, it's great. Sonically, it's really fun. I wouldn't say it's for everybody. It's definitely an acquired taste, I would say. But at the same time, I really enjoyed grabbing it, and it was at a really good price there. So I would say if you can find it, get it, but it's rare. I have 451 there, 451 at 500. But if you're able to find this at a decent price, I would say go ahead and grab it. Especially if you like, you know, just guys going in there and just playing random stuff and, you know, just sounding kind of really weird and trippy and cool. The next one, this also has a story behind it. I have a buddy who I talked to from the Paramore fan club, well, the defunct Paramore fan club, but ever since the Paramore fan club, you know, defunct, and I'm saying Paramore fan club because I'm a big Paramore fan, but ever since it defunct, we still kept in touch. All of us kept in touch, and this one was one that I heard it before, but it was really one of my buddies, you know, kind of swinging me one way, and I was like, oh, okay, let me pick the next record to buy. And I was like, okay, I kind of like this. I had heard one of the songs on the record. And a lot of the times, if I hear one song and like it and really want to buy it, I'll buy the whole record. I know that was the way it was back in the day, but that's just the way I am. You know, I want to support the artist if I really like the song. And like it or not, I'm going to grab it. But I absolutely love this. And it's Weird Kids by We Are the In Crowd. This is on a really cool clear splatter vinyl. Let me pull it out for you here. I really enjoy this album, and this was one where it was just like I knew that I really liked it just from the get-go. And I know I said that before, but lately just albums have been, you know, blowing me away. This is on a really cool, you know, the splatter is just kind of cool there. My buddy says his looks more like cloud, and mine's more splatter. It's kind of cool. And I could have sworn the first time I opened this it smelled like cotton candy just because the color reminded me of that. So if you're able to, I would say if you're able to pick this up, this is a really good one too. These guys are like pop punk, cool kind of stuff. It's a shame right now they're on like a hiatus, but you know, I got into them when I did, and I'm glad I picked this up. The last pickup I have is another one of those long time coming records, and this one unfortunately doesn't have a story behind it. I just like the band. It's It's this Scottish band that's really kind of, electronica. I don't normally tend to lean that way, but just from the first time I ever heard one of their songs, I was hooked. And this is their second album. It's Church's Every Open Eye. The Bones of What You Believe is one of my favorite all-time albums right now. And this one is just such a good, faithful follow-up that when I heard about it, I was excited. And then I forgot about it for a little while, and then I came back to it. And I was glad I was able to pick up this. And I know that there's a different variant than I have. There's a black variant, the one I have, and a Coke bottle clear. Now, I wasn't really caring, what variant I got. Yeah, it would have been nice to have that, but I'm just glad that I have this. And this album is right now what I'm playing a lot, to be honest. And, okay, so let's go over the packaging. The packaging is really cool. If you know Church's, their first one, it was like symmetrical and spherical and really kind of cool. And this one's just different. This is the only color on the package. It's on a really cool gatefold. I really love this picture. This is just awesome representation of the band. And what I got was 180 gram virgin vinyl. And for those of you who are not well versed, virgin vinyl means this is the first time the vinyl is being used to press this. It's not, mixed in a factory. Well, not mixed, but not reused. So this is the first time it's been used. But I kind of feel like mine got a little bit of non-virgin pellets in there because it's on a white, really cool white vinyl, 180 gram. This is really thick. But if you notice, towards the center there, I don't know if there you can see it. There's a few black pellets that somehow have gone in there. So it really is a white with a little bit of a black splatter, I guess I could call it. But I absolutely adore this album. Very good, very faithful follow-up, and really, this sounds really awesome. Like, I'm just keeping looking at this, and oh my gosh, does this sound awesome. There is one little caveat with it, though. If you take a listen to it, the very first track on the US press just happens to skip on the lead-in vinyls from the lead-in grooves from what I hear. So that's unfortunate, but they give you a digital download code for it, so I don't know, I'm just glad to have it. So if you're able to pick this up, I absolutely recommend it. So that was my vinyl haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to do more vinyl hauls, and I hope to post more videos on here. As I said earlier, I'm also planning on doing a couple of gameplay videos here and there. But they're going to be sparse because I don't buy that many video games here and there. So I actually buy more music than anything. So I think this is going to be more of a music channel and semi-companion channel to the podcast. Hoping to have a video with DJ Lone Wolf HD one day on this channel, so he can get his stuff rolling and we can kind of do a couple things together here and there. So until the next video, I'm the Pirate Novelist. Keep on sailing.